Hey kids, the story of Noah can be found in the book of Genesis. That's the very first book of the Bible. So during the time of Noah, people had turned their backs on God and had become very, very selfish and disobedient. This made God very sad. God said, "I am sorry I ever made them. I will flood the earth and begin again." Now God was angry with the people of the world, but God also knew that Noah was a good and faithful man. So he chose to save Noah and his family. God would use them to begin again after the great flood. One day when Noah was walking through the desert, the clouds parted and God spoke to him. Noah listened and heard all that God had to say to him that day. And more importantly, Noah obeyed God. Noah returned home to tell his sons of all the things that had happened to him that day in the desert. Noah told Shem, Ham, and Japheth of God's plan to flood the entire earth, and also of God's command to build a great ark and to fill it with 2 of every living creature. They went to work immediately. They worked on the ark day after day, week after week, and month after month. Day and night they worked. While Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth worked hard on the ark, their wives were busy gathering food for the long, long months ahead. Noah was careful to make sure that everything was done just as God had commanded him. After many, many months of hard work, the ark was finally finished. Now came the time to gather the animals. Just as God had commanded, 2 of every single living creature were gathered from all 4 corners of the earth. Noah and his sons rounded them up and led them to the ark. Now before the time of Noah, rain had never fallen on the earth. All the plants were watered from streams and rivers. But now as the ark was sealed up, storm clouds began to gather in the sky. People had never seen this before. As the clouds gathered, Noah took a walk out on the deck of the ark just to make sure everything was ready as God had commanded him. Then the rain began to come down just as God said it would. It began slowly, but then it became faster. Much faster. The rain fell for 40 days and 40 nights, and the entire earth was flooded. No dry land could be found anywhere. Noah and his family and all the living creatures spent months and months together in the cramped ark. days and weeks and months, the ark floated and floated with no sign of dry land. Noah feared that God had forgotten about them. One day, after many, many months of drifting at sea, Noah decided to send out a dove to see if he could find any sign of dry land. So away the dove went, but the dove never came back. Noah and the ark still drifted. About a week later, Noah sent out a second dove. They had been drifting for many months, and he was really beginning to fear that God had forgotten about them. So away the second dove went. But this time the dove came back, and he had in his mouth an olive branch. The dove had found dry land. The water was receding just as God had said it would. They were going to be safe. They would survive, and so would all the living creatures. The ark struck dry ground on the mountainside, and Noah and his family and all the animals were safe and dry, just as God had said they would be. God put a rainbow in the sky that day as a promise to man that he would never again flood the earth and wipe out mankind. To this day we see the rainbow, and we remember the promise that God made to Noah and to us.